We have this 147 track car in for our full geometry and suspension setup. So this is using our Intercomp wireless scales that are currently measuring the corner balance on all four sides, and then we move on to our Hunter four-wheel alignment afterwards. So the first time this car goes on the ramp, the flat patch is checked, so these stands have to be absolutely perfectly level. Our ramp is calibrated for the use of a Hunter system anyway, but then we obviously additionally calibrate it with our adjustment feet there for the corner weights. So what we're trying to achieve here is a 50-50 split. Obviously with the engine being up front there, that means we're not really going to get our axle split with the 50-50. We're just looking at our diagonal split. So our front left, rear right, front right, rear left. So what does this translate to in numbers? Well, let me show you. So, bit of information here, but basically this is showing you the total weight at 1339 kgs. And then our arrows here depict what axle we're focusing on. So we can focus on the front axle, and then that gives you an idea of the split over the front to rear. So 66.69% of the weight is on the front axle. And then, as I say, the more important measurement that we're after on this car, being obviously heavy V6 up the front there, is this diagonal splits. So oosh and oosh. So after a bit of adjustment this morning, we've got it down to a little bit more of a respectable figure at 50.82%. We could probably get a little bit more weight out of that as well. So to put it very simply, to increase the mass on the wheel, you need to increase the length of the dam. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as just making one adjustment on one corner. For example, if you've got to imagine the front of the car here, front left, front right, if you were to jack up that corner there by, a turn on the coilover platform, you will then decrease weight on these corners and increase weight on that rear corner on the opposite side. Imagine this, see there, these corners have become a little bit unloaded, this corner here is weighted. So it's a massive dance. You've got to understand where that mass will go. You can't get rid of it, it's just shifting it. So you start to learn the cars that you're working on. Obviously the centre of gravities of all cars are all different, and that will affect where that weight goes and where the adjustment you make will go. Once the corner weighting is complete, we get it on the Hunter, make sure everything's within spec. Okay, so that was just to give you a very basic outline of the basic principles of a corner weighting or a corner balancing setup. If you do want to get yourself booked in, our contact details will be in the description below. Yeah, cheers.